Sign up for my free daily newsletter, The Current, at getkim.com. I don't know. Have you seen this? She's making all the talk shows. I'm talking about Melinda Gates, Andrew. Have you seen her out?
No. What's she doing? What's she up to?
She has a new memoir.
Oh.
Okay.
A must read for the summer of 2025.
It's called The Next Day. The Next Day, where she says that her marriage with Bill Gates lacked honesty and trust.
She's a billionaire. Why is she writing a book? She needs a book deal?
She says Bill's friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, that one didn't help either. But do you know what the most shocking reveal in the entire book is? You know what the most shocking reveal is?
What is it, Kim?
That she stayed married through Windows Vista.
Ba-dum-bum.
And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the largest, best, award-winning show, the biggest show about all things digital. I'm, of course, America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again. And that deep voice is not me.
No. Well, this deep voice.
That's true.
The other deep voice is definitely you.
Do you think my voice is that deep?
No, but we get so many people that comment on videos or send in emails that say you do have a deep voice.
I do. I like when I call down to a hotel. They say, yes, Mr. Commando. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, just bring me my latte.
That's all I need. Andrew Babinski, round of applause. My cohort, morning show co-host on KEZ in Phoenix, Arizona. And you can find us in over 425 top stations across the United States. We're streaming in your favorite radio app. Just a reminder that you can also get the show as a podcast. So wherever you get your podcasts, just search for Commando with a K. And we know that you have a few questions about something digital in your life, and that's why the Commando hotline's open at this very moment at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. You know, every single day, every single morning, I sit there and I go to my favorite spots where I can see exactly what's happening in the tech verse. And here are 5 things that you need to know that are happening right now. And Andrew, has this ever happened to you that you order delivery from Lyft or Postmates or DoorDash or Uber Eats?
Right.
And you have the picture of who is supposed to be showing up your door, and then that person who delivers it is not that person?
I've never had. I always do that contactless delivery.
Oh, so you don't really see them.
I just peer out a small thing in the blinds to see if the food's been dropped and the person's drove away because I don't want to talk to strangers.
Well, I actually sometimes ask them to like meet me.
Okay.
And do the handoff.
And you've done that. You've said, Vladimir is supposed to deliver your food, your sushi, or tuna.
And Mary shows up.
Yeah, ends up being a woman.
I always like the one that says Jesus has arrived. It's like, I know I should have done to Barry. And he's like, Kim, it's Jesus. I'm like, I know, just humor me. Okay.
Too bad he's not delivering to the second floor. Then it would be Jesus has risen.
Oh, that would be even better. Well, apparently there's a huge market online for driver accounts. And these are black market groups. They post on Facebook that you can buy an account, navigate around the background check, and then also driver's license requirements. I typed in Uber account in the search bar. Just all kinds of results popped
really?
up. Yeah. It's like for rent. One said it was rent worldwide. It didn't matter where you were.
So what is the point to do something scandalous with that account, or you just want to do the legitimate work, but you're not going to pass a background check, so this is the only way you can do it?
Exactly.
Oh. Okay.
And then whoever owns that account is taking an override.
Taking a little cut.
Exactly.
A little piece of the pie.
Now, coming in at number 2, this is a story that we talked about on the podcast, but we have some more details.
Okay.
About in Toronto, Julia, and it was actually her boyfriend. They took the kids to a Raptors football game.
Basketball.
Okay. And on their way home, they had a flat tire.
Okay.
And they grabbed an Uber instead. Julia's 5-year-old daughter fell asleep in the back seat. In case she didn't catch the podcast, Julia stepped away to open the garage door, and then the Uber driver just went off.
Right. 3 of the kids got out. 1 stayed in the car because they were asleep. And the Uber driver, not knowing the child was in the back, drove off with the kid. It took 90 minutes.
Crazy. For
the family and the police. Now, they had to get the police involved because when she reached out to Uber for help, Uber said, we can't for security purposes. Then the cops reached out and Uber's like, absolutely, officer.
But didn't Uber, didn't you say they wanted the mom to fill out like some forms online?
They wanted the police to.
Oh, okay.
An emergency protocol form before they would even contact the driver to the police. And so 13 miles away is when they tracked down the driver. 90 minutes later, the family was reunited. And Uber did, they admitted they had a little bit of fault in there. So they offered the family a $10 Uber gift card.
That was just legit. That was Canadian dollars.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's $7.
US?
Yes. $7 on a future Uber ride.
What a joke.
Do you think the mom can sue Uber?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the terms and conditions protect Uber because, when you sign up to sign the terms and conditions, you're willing to let that driver take your child because it's there in the terms and conditions.
I'm sure. All right, moving in on number 3, let's talk about some new tech. Ray-Ban smart glasses, they now can let you have conversations with someone in English, French, Italian, and Spanish and hear the translation real time right through the eyeglasses. No internet needed. Just download the language pack and you're good to go. Let's see. Meta just launched Edits, a new free video editor to compete with CapCut. AI tools like cutouts and animate and exports without watermarks. Let's see. And then finally, scammers might ask you to turn this on when they are trying to scam you through WhatsApp. Because what do we always say?
If anyone on social media asks to move the conversation to WhatsApp or Telegram, say no because it's a scam.
Well, they have something now called Advanced Chat Privacy Mode in WhatsApp. Okay. What this means is that when you turn that on, your messages cannot be exported, and your pictures and videos won't download.
I'm curious why the excuse they're giving people to turn it on.
Like maybe this is more privacy for you?
Or they're sending like every other word. You got to turn this setting on. We must have a bad connection.
Then that'll work. All right, moving in on number 4. If someone you've never heard of claims that your account is hacked and has a weird-looking link, it could be a scam. Emails are being sent from noreply@google.com, which is a legit address, and they say there's a subpoena tied to your account. You have to click the link. It looks like an official page. It's hosted at sites.google.com where you enter in your login, and then guess what? They get access to all of your email, photos, files, everything.
How are they sending emails through a legitimate address?
They just spoof it. I know. They just spoof it. You can spoof that.
That's not cool.
No. Google says they're working to fix the problem.
They should.
Thank you. And coming in at number 5, has anybody ever told you that you look like your dog?
No. Smell, not look.
Exactly. New trend happening on social media. We do have these pictures. So if you are watching, if you're not watching the show, is that you can actually see the pictures. That's my little Bella, my little puppy on the left, and of course, my beautiful Abby on the right.
I don't think you two look alike.
Well, what happens is that you go to ChatGPT and you say, turn my pups into a human, and then they will show you what they look like.
Those are your dogs as humans?
Yes. Isn't that funny?
You have beautiful dogs.
Okay, and then this is Hannah, my friend Hannah's dog.
Hold on. That's really cool, though, that it recognized that one was a puppy, and it turned it into a human child.
Yes, and this is Hannah's dog.
All right, Hannah.
Cougs. And then this is what Cougs would look like as a man. Let's see. There he is.
He looks like a kid's television show host.
So you should actually try this.
All right, I'll try it.
Turn my pups into a human.
Can I do it with ChatGPT?
Yes.
All right, I'll do it right now.
Turn my pups into a human.
Wait a minute, I don't have a dog.
Well, I haven't seen your girlfriend.
Maybe I'll turn my kids into a dog.
Do the reverse.
I'll try it.
You know what? Try that. That'd be funny. Turn my kids into a dog. All right, coming up, we have one of the best tips that I have to pass along, especially perfect in time for summer travel, how to get the lowest hotel prices online. And of course, we have just the best callers ever, and you have us. That's me, Kim, and Andrew. We're calling it the Pay It Forward Challenge. Win $500 for yourself and $500 to give someone who actually needs it. I'm talking about a friend, a neighbor, a teacher, even just a stranger. You get to decide. It's $1,000 in total. No purchase required, of course. Go to winfromkim.com to enter the Pay It Forward Challenge. That's winfromkim.com. Let's see. What do you think, Andrew? Let's take a great phone call. Doc in Richmond, Virginia. Hi there, Doc. Hey, Doc. What's up?
Hi there, Kim. Really great to speak with you.
Well, thank you.
Well, I thought I'd talk with you about something that terrible that happened to me, with the hopes that maybe it would help prevent someone else from stepping into it the way I did,
Okay.
I got terribly scammed.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did it? What happened? How did it start?
Well, I actually am a doctor, and I was pulled to a request to connect with me on LinkedIn. And I said, okay, this seems innocent enough. And so someone I didn't know communicated with me and was interested in connecting with my type of practice. I'm at the stage, at least I was at the stage then, when I was looking at retiring,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking to do something else.
Okay.
And so I was open to other opportunities. And
What kind of opportunity did they say they were going to give you?
well, that's what was kind of strange about the whole thing. They mentioned that they didn't know exactly what kind of practice I had, but that they were involved in selling all kinds of diagnostic equipment, anywhere from MRI scanners and CAT scans to, I don't know, medical test equipment and that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what I do. I'm a psychiatrist.
Okay.
I don't need those type of things. They were also involved in nursing homes. But I listened. I figured maybe they were looking for a consultant.
Okay.
So at that particular point, I listened more, and the conversation digressed, and person said, she called herself Mona. Turned out, I don't think that was really her name.
It wasn't.
And it was just casual talk about how you could earn money doing other things. And in her case, it actually wasn't so much her business with the selling of the diagnostic equipment, but it was actually doing crypto. I found that out.
Okay. So they lured you in with the medical stuff, and then they turned you over to Mona, and she says that is she going to help you make a lot of money in cryptocurrency?
Well, she mentioned it in passing. She kind of buttered the bread over time, so to speak, and started talking about the fact that she earned a lot of money in the crypto, but what she really likes doing is philanthropy. She's involved in setting up dog rescue centers where she is, and found that she made so much money doing the crypto, making money with crypto, that she was able to donate and set up some centers. Now, it just so happened that I had a couple of dogs, and I was interested in finding out more. And
okay, you know what? You're killing me. You're killing me here, Doc. You are. Okay. I'm like, so when did she ask for money? And how much money did you give her?
Oh, well, she asked for money over time, and I didn't actually give anything for, I don't know, a month and a half, something like that. She told me more about her philanthropy stuff. But the bad part was ultimately I got pulled in to, I don't know, I think they call it a pig butchering thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like $500,000.
Doc.
Yes. And it's worse because I thought that as a psychiatrist, I knew people pretty well.
Yeah.
And my antennae weren't up enough, I tell you.
And I am not trying to pile on here, but they use psychology to get you.
For sure.
They researched you. They knew your business, your interests, your love of your animals.
Dogs. Yes. They knew you had a couple of dogs.
Absolutely. And they got me in a.
Now, how did you get out of it? When did it say, go like, come on, Doc, this is not real?
It took a long time because it was very enticing. Of course, this was a woman who told me that she had a lot of expertise, actually had an MBA degree and she had an uncle. I've heard about this.
Yeah, we've heard the uncle story.
I've heard the uncle quite a few times, yeah.
The uncle was an entrepreneur, a philanthropist also. He had a big company in New York, and she said, go check him out on the internet, which I tried to as best
okay,
I could.
Now, I mean, I'm going to stop right here. You're a psychologist.
No, psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist, rather. Pardon me. You're a psychiatrist. Tell me, like, the one thing that they did in retrospect that was just pure manipulation.
Oh, boy. I think the part that showed me that I was earning so much money.
Mm-hmm.
Greed,
yeah.
I guess it was.
Mm-hmm.
To a certain extent, yes. But as I was earning some money, it was, I said, okay, this is great. Now I could give to charity. I wasn't looking at setting up dog clinics as much as I was hoping to set up some mental health centers.
Which in your business, that would make perfect sense.
Right.
But that's what they do. They show you how much money that you're making. Now, of course, you want to file a police report as Attorney General, go to the Internet Crime Complaint Center. You want to file as much as you can, but you're not going to get it back.
And remember, if you're part of this right now and they're showing you how much money you're making, it's all fake. It's all a facade.
It's all fake, unfortunately. Hey, Doc, thanks for coming on and telling your story. Maybe we saved a few folks. With prices going up on just about everything lately, being smart with your money isn't just a good idea. It's essential. But managing subscriptions, tracking spending, and cutting costs can feel overwhelming. Lucky for you, Rocket Money takes the guesswork out of it so you can easily make smart decisions. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Their dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all your accounts. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. I use it and you should too. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Building a website used to mean hiring a pricey designer or learning to code. Not anymore. With Framer, you can design stunning, interactive websites. No coding needed. Just drag, drop, and publish like a pro. Framer is the design-first, no-code website builder that lets anyone ship a production-ready site in minutes. It's free to get started, and you can browse over 700 pixel-perfect templates or design from a totally blank canvas. Real-time collaboration means your writer, designer, and marketer can all tweak the same page at once. Built-in AI, it handles the heavy lifting, generates starter layouts, auto-translates your entire site to any language. It even suggests on-brand color palettes. Behind the scenes, you get a fast, mobile-friendly site with secure hosting, built-in SEO, easy content editing, and privacy-friendly analytics. Ready to build a site that looks hand-coded without hiring a developer? Start free today at Framer.com and use promo code Kim. Go to Framer.com and use promo code Kim to start building a site for free. Do you know that YouTubers upload over 500 hours of video every single minute? Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Adds up to 720,000 hours every single day.
That's insane. That's so much. And most of it doesn't even get viewed.
Yes, except for ours, because it's always so damn good. Let me tell you. All right, so how do you get people to catch your videos? You need a thumbnail. Do you know how much Mr. Beast spends on a thumbnail for one of his videos?
I don't know the price he spends, but I saw an interview with him once where he said they come up with the thumbnail and then make the video to match the thumbnail idea.
And that's why a thumbnail costs maybe $10,000.
Wow. Well, that's where it is.
Yes. So what you want to do is show viewers what they're going to get within the first 10 seconds. And so you want to make sure that you schedule that video. Tuesdays and Thursdays are always good days. And if you're just too busy to make some long videos, then shorts, that's where it's at. Let's see. Later on, I got a great tip about how these Internet of Things devices are getting into your home's network the sneaky way. And let's see, Tim in Toronto, Canada. Hello there, Tim. Welcome to the show.
Hello there. Yes, thanks for taking my call.
You betcha.
I'm a big fan. I've been listening to you for a long time.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So I've got an interesting story. I am a retired automotive IT executive, but I now teach part-time at a University of Windsor here in the business school. And I listen to your podcast because you give me a lot of great ideas that I can partake or at least talk to my students about. I teach both in the master's and undergrad level, but it's always interesting the things I learn, especially from you, and then have discussions with the students about that. It's a real eye-opener. And as you know, undergrads, they're very smart. They know a lot about social media, probably more than me, but I can kind of give them the other side of the story. So a couple of weeks ago, you ran a YouTube video from Publicis, which is a big ad agency.
Huge, yes.
Yes, yeah. People don't realize how big they are. I had run into them during my working world, so I was very interested. And they talked about an AI tool that they use to really specifically target customers. And in one case, they talked about Lola.
Yes, let's listen. Let's listen to what he said about Lola.
So to give you a concrete idea of how our connected identity truly gives our clients such a powerful competitive advantage, let's meet Lola. Hey, Lola. At the base level, we know who Lola is, what she watches, what she reads, and who she's living with. Through the power of connected identity, we also know who she follows on social media, what she buys, online and offline, where she buys, when she buys, and more importantly, why she buys. We know that Lola has 2 children and that her kids drinks a lot of premium juice. We can see that the price of the SKU she buys has been steadily rising on her local retailer shelves. We can also see that Lola's income has not been keeping pace with inflation. With Core AI, we can predict that Lola is at a high propensity to trade down to private label. So rather than continuing with messaging for our client's premium brand to Lola, we immediately switch to promote the value brand in their portfolio. So now she sees refreshed content across all screens.
Everything.
Thanks to Core AI, we can do that with 91% of adults around the world.
Okay. 91% of all internet users. Isn't that crazy?
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And that was the data point that I think caught the attention of my students because they're part of that 91%. And I explained to them the information that they know about Lola, they also know about you.
Yes.
And you may think you're in a privacy bubble and you only share certain amounts of information, but they can target you just like they did Lola. And, you know, the mouths open and they're looking at you and realizing, you know, how open they are to everything. And I've also discussed, and you've said it on your show too, that if, you know, the way you're paying for Facebook and Meta products and Google is through sharing of your data, whether you know it or not. And that just, it really stunned them. And it was very cool. I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not been listening to your show and heard that video. So it was really cool. And just to see the reaction of the students when they heard that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So what did you do in the automotive industry? Because obviously you're right across the river from Detroit.
You got it. Yep. I worked for one of those big 3 auto companies. I ran a large software development organization when I was there, and mostly on I call it the front end, which is the customer side, website development, customer data, and so on and so forth. So
okay, that's where I was wondering if you're going to go there, because I was going to ask you about how much. I mean, we know that the automotive companies are tracking a boatload of data too, right?
Sure, yeah.
and because all the onboard computers, and we know that the automotive companies are selling that data, and a lot of people don't even realize that. There's a organization called Privacy for Cars, and I don't know if you've ever checked that out, but that's something where you can put in your make and model, and it tells you everything that's being tracked about your car. And when my husband Barry gets in his car, he gives it his fingerprint in order to turn on the screen, and it says, and he thinks this is so cool. It says, "Welcome, Barry. It's 110 degrees out and it's hot and sunny in Phoenix. And what would you like to listen to Fox News right now?" And he looks at me and goes like, "Oh, isn't that something?" I'm like, they're tracking everything.
And they also have your fingerprint.
Yes. They also
have your fingerprint for life. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's astounding. And I'm really glad that you're teaching the younger generations about all this that is going on, because I don't think they realize it. Do you, Andrew?
I don't know. I'm sure they don't realize it and they don't care. But 91% is trackable, like they were talking about. How do you become one of the 9%? I mean, do you have to live in a mud hut in the middle of the Appalachians?
No, you go to Amazon.
Oh, even farther. Okay.
Yeah, you're just, although I always, they gave some tribes in Amazon some iPhones. And within 10 minutes, the guys were on porn sites.
Smart. They're smart. They figured it out. It took me like 15 minutes to figure it out.
It's like crazy stuff. Justin in Shreveport, Louisiana. Hi, Justin. Glad to have you on board with us.
Hi, Ken. It's great to talk to you. I'm a decades-long listener, going all the way back to the 19s, but a first-time caller. Boy, that 91%, that's scary.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it? Now, Justin, I understand you sent me an email because you heard me talking about how I'm having trouble, which I am potty training Bella.
Oh, because I saw on the screen here, Justin, how to train a puppy. And I'm like, you're going to ask him? This is the biggest mistake of your life, Justin.
Well, you know what happens? She's this beautiful golden retriever puppy. And she looks at me with those eyes, and I'm like, okay, I'll pick it up. Okay.
How cute is she sitting next to a puddle of pee? Oh. Not too cute, is she?
No. So what was? So I think I remember it had to do with matches.
Well, yeah, I had a poodle puppy years ago, miniature poodle, which is the smallest dog, and lived in an apartment at the time, and I would walk the dog in a field out behind the apartments. And here in Louisiana, it's either blisteringly hot, like it is for you there in Arizona, or it's going to be rainy. And standing out there in with an umbrella or melting in the sun, hoping this dog will do number two. I mean, it's miserable. It can take forever. You're completely held hostage by this dog. Yeah. And I was reading this puppy training book at the time because I wanted to teach the dog some tricks and whatnot, which she did pick up. But it said, look, to get the dog to go number two on command, it takes a little bit of a technique, and you get a pack of book matches. You walk out there when it's time, you're walking your dog, time to do number two, tear off a book match, maybe two if it's a big dog, and put it in your mouth and get it nice and wet. And it said not the phosphorus end, but the end you tear off. Get it nice and wet. Grab the dog by the tail and pop the match in. Now, it makes the dog terribly uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt the dog, but there's only one way the dog can get rid of that match, and the dog wants to get rid of the match. And sure enough, within seconds, that dog is going to go number two.
Oh, God.
I have so many questions.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Which end goes in the dog? How deep does it go in? Are you wearing gloves?
Well, of course you're wearing gloves because you're picking up poop at the same time, right? So, yeah, it goes in deep enough to make the dog uncomfortable, and it will, and they're gonna poop. And look, if you give the go poopy command word at the same time, the dog will eventually figure it out.
Right. When they see that matchbook come out, they're squatting.
You're like, I'm lighting a candle. That's all I'm doing. Okay.
Imagine that if that was with humans. The minute someone wanted to make it romantic and light a candle, I'm running to the bathroom.
But it worked. The dog figured it out. Sometime later on, I was out walking the dog again, saw a little dog poop with a match sticking out of it, and I said, "Oh, that's one of hers."
It was a sentimental crap.
Does it matter if it's like an expensive restaurant or a cheap restaurant and book of matches?
I imagine it depends on what kind of taste your dog has. If it's a very well-bred, high-bred dog, I'd pick a really nice restaurant.
Oh,
a really
my
nice,
gosh.
Okay.
But no. At any rate, yeah, I thought, I've been listening all these years. I finally have one little bit of expertise that Kim Commando does not.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that. I can't say I'm going to try it. I'm trying bells first.
Oh, you're putting bells up your dog's butt?
No, I have bells on the door.
Oh.
So that this way, when she has to go potty, she does her thing.
Oh, she rings the bell.
She rings
for you?
the bell.
Oh, okay. Why doesn't she just use the intercom?
She should. So
what you're teaching her, I think what you're teaching her is that if she wants to go outside for any reason, just ring the bell, right?
Yes, exactly.
But at any rate, if you can get her to do number 2, then you can associate it with something else, and that's what the dog trainer said in his book.
Well, that's good.
I told that story at a poker table one time with talking to a lady that was at the table having the same trouble. And all my poker buddies, they're calling BS on this. They said, "Oh, no, there's no way." And the dealer looked up and said, "You know what? I saw that guy on Oprah, and it really does work." So,
okay, well, you know what? Rate, if I can't get her trained over the next 3 months,
yeah, you putting a 90-day timer on it.
I'm gonna be using the I'm gonna call it the Justin matchbook trick. Come here, Bella.
You know what? Gotta be a video.
When I get home today, I'm going to look at her and say, "Bella, here's the deal. Spoke to Justin. He wants me to put matchsticks up your butt."
Not sticks. It's the paper matches.
The paper matches up your butt. Okay. So if you don't want paper matches up your butt,
get potty trained
now. Get it going. So if you're looking for a cheap hotel deal, what do you do, Andrew?
Google.
Excellent.
Cheap hotels.
Maybe you go to Expedia, Kayak.
Yeah, I've done that before. I like to do the Priceline thing where you can name your own price.
And then there's Google Hotels.
Mm-hmm.
There's Hotel Tonight. But let me tell you what I do is that I get the lowest price online that I can find. And then I call the hotel's number directly, not the 800 number. You have to call the hotel. And then you ask to speak to the reservations desk and tell them, I don't want to be transferred to the 800 number. And then you get a person, and then you ask this person, "Hi, just wondering, what's the best room in the hotel? Which room gets booked the most?" Because you don't want a room like by the elevator or, maybe right outside the swimming pool. And then you ask, what kind of specials are you running? And for example, maybe the third night's free. So that's what I always do. And I always find that I get the best hotel room and I get the best deal that way. See?
Have you ever called up, though, and you're like, "I found it online for this price. Can you beat it or will you match it or whatever?" And they just are no.
Then I ask to speak to the manager.
She goes higher.
I keep going higher, baby.
I need to talk to the general manager then.
We're talking about a hidden way into your home's network you need to know about here on the Kim Commando Show. All over social media, at Kim Commando, everywhere. As a matter of fact, if you go to Amazon.com/shop/Kim Commando, I just set that up this past week. Again, that's Amazon.com/shop/Kim Commando. That's where you can find all kinds of tech recommendations. Cynthia in Charleston, South Carolina. What's on your mind today, Cynthia?
Well, hello. It's a pleasure to speak with you. I've been listening to you forever.
Thank you.
You were the person I thought of that could help with this because I'm getting dead ends everywhere. I want to print my family tree off of Ancestry, but I want to download it in the complete tree and then take it somewhere to have it printed on one sheet of paper. I don't want to tape 20 sheets of paper together. So I'm having great difficulty doing that.
How many people are in your tree?
300.
Okay, that's going to be a big piece of paper. All right, so let me tell you basically what the steps are. Is that you're going to download a .ged file. Okay, you're going to export. Right. Okay, you download that, and then you can open that up in, say, Family Tree Maker or MyHeritage. You open that up, and then once you get it in there, then you're going to export it as a PDF. And then when you have it exported as a PDF, that's when you're going to go ahead and tap into places like FedEx or Staples or local print shop. And you're going to say, I need a blueprint sized print or a plotter output.
Could you possibly put that PDF into ChatGPT and say, make a family tree image out of this?
Yeah, you could.
Oh.
But it's still going to be, you still got to print it.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why,
big.
That's why you have to send it out to get printed. Hey, thanks for your call today, Cynthia. And don't forget to enter to win the Pay It Forward contest at winfromkim.com. If you don't innovate, you evaporate. I say this all the time, but especially when talking about my businesses. And if your business cannot adapt in real time, you're in a world of hurt. You need total visibility from global shipments to real-time cash flow. That's NetSuite by Oracle, your AI-powered business management suite trusted by over 41,000 businesses. NetSuite is the #1 cloud ERP for many reasons. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, HR into one suite. You have one source of truth, giving you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. With real-time forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data. And with AI embedded throughout, you can automate a lot of those everyday tasks, letting your team stay strategic. NetSuite helps you know what it's costing you and how to pivot fast. If your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/Kim. netsuite.com/Kim.